Channel 10 out of Columbus, Channel 4 out of Columbus. I even have Fox Channel out of Indianapolis. And of course I have Fox 8 out of Cleveland. Everywhere you turn, people are shooting one another left and right. And even locally, right near 30 miles from me. That couple was killed. And Robert Clark and this other guy did that. Robert Clark, he was on the run with two other people. Finally was caught in Arizona. It's just so evil out there. We are living in oh, good grief. Not sure what's going on within the hour on Channel 10 here is reporting that a road is closed because SWAT is heading to an apartment complex. Who knows what's going on there. But this is what's happening in our days that we are living in. Evil. 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 That is why we are supposed to put on the whole armor of God, starting with the belt of truth. And see, I'm been preaching truth, and there are a lot of people out there, including people that claim to be Christians, that don't want to hear the truth. They want to go along with their lives the way it is, where they've been taught by their pastors. And honestly, I feel sorry for them because volcanoes are erupting left and right all around the world. Earthquakes in many places is one of the signs before Jesus' return. And that is happening right now. Oh yeah, we've heard earthquakes in the past. But had we ever had the frequency of the earthquakes? The frequency meaning the amount of earthquakes have increased, and they're out in the oceans where normally and times before they never happened. Now they're happening all around the world, in the oceans, deep in the oceans, causing these tremendous tsunamis. Not just on land. But deep in the ocean. Jesus is coming back soon. Because there will be nation will rise against nation. Ethnic group against ethnic group. And that is what is happening today. Brother against brother. Well, looks like I've already went over my time on this video, so it's probably 2 videos now instead of just 1. Pestilences, diseases, diseases that we thought were basically eradicated, measles, mumps, that were eradicated with vaccinations, but now they're coming back again with a vengeance. It's just, if you cannot open your eyes and see that we are living in the last days, the signs is all around us. And Jesus, why would Jesus tell his disciples, which was the church? His disciples were the church, the first church. Why would Jesus tell the church, these things will happen before I return? And not just to Jerusalem and Israel, but to the whole world. Why did Jesus say the world? You know, and when and then in Matthew 20. In Matthew 25, which is the chapter right after Matthew 24, Jesus says that if you don't feed the hungry, clothe the naked, give drink to somebody that's thirsty, take in a stranger, visit the sick, or somebody in prison, then he will judge the nations. The nations. Jesus says here, when the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the holy angels with him, that is when basically, that's when Jesus comes in the clouds and he sends out his angels to gather the elect. He will sit on the throne of his glory. That's because when we go back up with him, we will crown him Lord of Lords and King of Kings. So he would be sitting on the throne. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate them one from another. As a shepherd divides his sheep from the goats, and he will set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on his left. The king will say to those on his right hand, come, you blessed. These are the sheep. These are the ones that follow Jesus Christ. Come, you blessed of my Father. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, you gave me food, and I was thirsty, you gave me drink. And I was a stranger, and you took me in. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me. But the goats, the goats, the goats. They didn't do those things because they think that their religion is better. They think that they're better than somebody that's sick or somebody in prison. They think they're better than somebody that's hungry because they have a job. They think they're better than somebody that's thirsty because they have a job. They think they're better than somebody that doesn't have enough clothes because they have a job. Job isn't going to get you to heaven. A job is not going to get you to heaven. Why are you laying up treasures on earth? Because that's what you're doing. You're trying to say that God loves those who has a job better than He loves everybody that can't have a job. Well, if they were born with a birth defect where they can't do anything, they have some kind of brain damage, and but yet the parents decide to keep them alive and take care of them. And what about those kind of people that cannot work and hold a job, never worked a day in their life, but they're on Social Security? Are you going to say, well, they're not going to go to heaven because they didn't work with their hands and they don't deserve what they have because they didn't work with their hands? Hey, I worked a group home. And I worked for Tuscarawas County Board of Development Disabilities as a school bus driver. I know, I've seen things. But, all you do is gripe and complain that I don't have a job and I should be working, I should be doing something to work with my hands. But hey, when they take away if they take away my relevant, Renee, she gets relevant also. I might just take hers as well. But what I'm trying to say is, if they take away my relevant and give me something that doesn't really help, and then I start back taking Renee's, that does help. How do you expect me to work with my hands if they hurt all the time and swell up? My knuckles will swell up. My hands will swell up. They'll turn beet red, and I can't close them because I wouldn't be able to close. I can't close my fingers because they're swelled up, and my hands would be beet red and they would itch. Well, they swell up every now and then, but not as bad. But they don't itch and they don't turn red like the power on this camera is. Listen, I gotta get off of here, but I just want to say, if you're not saved, get right with Jesus Christ before it's too late. Get right with God before it's too late. Time is short. Time is running out. I don't know how much longer we're going to have. Actually, I think we're already in the birth pain, the tribulation. I believe tribulation had started when ISIS started beheading people in the summer. And now we're in the Shemitah year. And there's proof of that all around us as well, that people don't want to see. Well, the oil price is going down. People losing their jobs that work for the oil and gas companies. My neighbor over here, next door to me, he is a welder's helper. He hasn't been working for a long time because of the fact there's a lot of people that's losing their jobs because oil prices going down. Hey, it's good for us who drive and don't have a lot of money to be putting in our vehicles to fill it up. But of course it's not nice because these people that's losing their jobs aren't getting a paycheck. It's like you gotta have higher prices in order to keep jobs. Well, everybody's got comfortable with $30, $40, $50 an hour jobs. And now when those kind of jobs are gone, they're not comfortable anymore. They can't be comfortable with a minimum wage job. They can't be comfortable with a job. When I started working, minimum wage was around $5.50 an hour. I thought that was a lot of money back then. Then it went up to $6 an hour, and I had prevailing wage from what hour if I worked first shift, second shift, third shift. Well, listen, I'm getting very tired now, and I'm gonna get over here. I showed you what I needed to show you. Try to teach you some truth, which I know you probably won't take this truth. And for those who called the other night and called Renee an F and B, God's got your name. God knows who you are. And mark my words, God is my avenger. God is Renee's avenger as well. I've seen God's hand at work in my life to those people who trespass against me. Well, I gotta get off here. My mouth is getting dry again. God bless you. Have a blessed day.